Everybody, this is episode or part 114. Let's go. Take that out. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to do a part on Ronnie's quest line. We have to go to Rail Acaria. Schoolhouse. Right here, it's a Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. Okay. So we can't travel from here, we have to go back up. Okay. Excuse me. We come here, or back here, because we want this. We saw in the last episode that we went and we got find it. We went and we got this, the miniature Ronnie doll. Okay, we talked to it and everything. It gave us a thing to do. We did it, and we got this discarded palace key. Key to treasure chest for carrion princesses. Now we can open that when we couldn't open it before. We get the Dark Moon ring. Now we have to take that and give it to her. And I don't know what's next on the agenda. Let me check. We gotta be. Well, we did that.
We've already taken her out to our group. If you haven't, she will await you. Take her down, people. Now, if you had already taken her down, or once you do take her down, you will notice a chest to her right, I believe it is. This is where you use that discarded palace key. Moving this chest, guys, you will get the dark moon. From here, guys, you go back to that
Back to what? Couldn't fucking tell, dude. Fucking.
From here, guys, you need to go back to that lake.
Deep root depths. Go over to here, I think it is. Even though he got his deep root depths. How come we don't have that yet? Huh, that's like right up in here somewhere. Like right here.
Once you are here, you need to run through this rut and navigate all the way past it to rest in this coffin or this tomb. So do as I do want to do now, guys, making sure you got plenty of those healing flasks because you're probably going to need them. Now once you get in this coffin, you then come to another boss called the Astral, Natural Born of the Void. Here you will also have to...
Okay, so that's to beat that boss.
Clerics though, so it depends on your build if you'll be using these armor sets early on or not. In this video we'll also be obtaining one of the best maces in the game, the Monk's Flame Mace, as well as the Briarsit Sorcery location and the Cleansing Flame Incantation and the Monk's Prayer Book. I'll review each one of those spells and weapons at the end of the video, but first let's get the Flame Monk's armor set. As for the farming spot location, I'll show you how to get here in a moment, step by step, and you can skip ahead if you already know how.
Air blowing back in my eyes, making the water. Okay, let me just see where this is.
This is the farming spot location. Now I'll show you how to get here and unlock the map as you do so. After doing the tutorial, you'll start the game here at the first step resting site. From there, you're going to want to go northwards to the church where you meet the merchant, and then you carry on going north, and you eventually come to these ruins called Gatefront Ruins. And just over here is where we're going to start at the Gatefront Castle gates. From the Gatefront Ruins, you're going to want to come west down this pathway just here, all the way to the north, and you'll find another resting spot just here. So we're going to put a waypoint there, and then just to the north of that, you're going to come underneath this huge bridge. I'll put another waypoint just there, and then continuing on.
Let's see how to get this armor real quick.
A broken bridge, which is going to be like a dead end. So now let's go ahead and ride that first section through the gatehouse here. You're going to want to just ride your horse into Stormgate and sort of dodge to the left and right, and watch out for a monster that drops down, a giant from above, and then we're just going to continue riding onwards. It's a pretty easy area just to run through, so I wouldn't really worry about this at all. So when you reach Stormhill, you will get attacked by some wolves that jump down from the cliff edge, so run slightly to the right there and they won't hit you. Then, just over here, you'll find that resting spot just where the waypoint I placed was. And now from that resting spot, we're just going to carry on heading north underneath that giant bridge that I showed you on the map. And we've already got our waypoint number 2 located just over there. So we're going to continue off the stone path onto this dirt track here under the bridge and just carry on going. Pretty easy, to be honest. A lot of people seem to think that this is a higher level area and you can't go here earlier, but you can go anywhere you like in Elden Ring. It's an open world game. So we're going to continue on to the end of this stone bridge here, which has fallen away. You cannot go any further. So loot this tarnish. And now, as you can see, we're at this broken bridge. What we need to do now is we need to put another marker directly to the left here, and then to the north we're going to follow this wall that we can't actually see around, put another marker there, and then just to the left here you can see this part of the wall, there's a little circle. Just to the north of that, put another waypoint. That's just like a rough guide of where we need to go next. So from this broken bridge that we're on, we're going to come down here because we can't get across any other way, and we're just going to climb up this sort of rocky terrain here, and it's actually going to lead us on a pathway. It's just like a straight pathway. It might look a little bit confusing to follow, but it is literally just a straight pathway, and just head all the way along. You'll come across a couple of low-level wolves that are not going to be a match for you, Battle Brother. You can just run past them though if you are afraid, and I will.
Battle Brother, he says.
Following it around, following the cliff edge.
He says that with everything.
And eventually you'll get to the lakes, and you can see right where I placed that third waypoint, this is where the area of grace is. Now you're going to be here on the map at the lake facing cliff resting spot of grace, just beyond the castle over here. So now if you look to the northwest, you'll see this sort of glowing runestone in the distance. This is actually the exact location where the next map fragment is. So we can put a map marker there. We don't actually need to go there because it's in a different direction. We actually want to go this way, but if you get this map fragment, it actually unlocks this whole area of map to the north. So I actually recommend that you go and pick it up anyway. So from this resting spot, we're going to come behind us. There's a little path there. We're going to follow this path all the way down here. And yeah, we don't actually need to kill anything, so we just sort of carry on riding. And we ride all the way down this path that goes through the valley here, and then you come out onto this open plain. You'll see there's sort of a bandit camp up ahead. Now you can ride directly through it if you want, or you can just ride around it. It really doesn't matter. But there we go, we rode around it, and you can see right ahead here there's actually another resting spot of grace, and I recommend picking up
Did I hear that?
this next area. Go ahead and activate this one, and now we're just going to continue heading to our waypoint, which is in the waters just over here. There's a few enemies in the water, so don't hang around. That is the stone tablet that has the map fragment on it. Let's pick up the map fragment just there, and now your map will look like this. As you can see, we've unlocked the entire northern section just here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fast travel back to the lake facing cliff. Once here, we're then going to put a waypoint to the northeast, just where this little ruin is over here. And then you're going to follow where I go. From the resting spot, just come over here to the north and look off the cliff edge, and you'll see there's these giant sort of gravestones. The best way to do this is just sort of walk off, and then if you're not going to make it, tap the A button and you'll do like a double jump, and then just go ahead and jump down like that. I'm just going to continue off until we reach the bottom over here, and then we're going to head north over to our waypoint, and we're going to find another resting spot of grace, just where we put that little marker directly to the north of where we dropped down. So you can see it just over here nearby that ruin, and we're going to grab this. You can now see we're here on the map on the Lernia Highway South. Now we're going to go directly north up this path. We're going to put another waypoint marker just here. Then we're going to go up this hill over here, all the way through this woodland. Carry on going past this sort of tower until we reach this location over here. So you can see that's the first waypoint just in the distance. Let's just head literally down the path. I mean, you cannot get lost. It's kind of straightforward. We're just heading straight over to those waypoints we've already marked on the map. Ignore all the enemies here though. Through the trees here, we'll reach this first waypoint where there's a fork in the road, and also you will spot that there is another resting spot of grace just here that you can pick up along the way. So now we're just here, and we want to go right up this pathway and through that woodland and to the archer's shack. So make sure you go to the right, otherwise you'll get to a bit of a dead end.
Okay, that's where we got our thing at right now.
Follow this kind of brown dirt pathway just in front of us there, all the way over there. And by the way, if you keep tapping B on horseback, it's actually slightly faster. Just keep following the pathway through the forest, and you literally cannot go wrong. Ignore this giant crab. But if you too would also like to join our secret sun god cult, where you can worship the sun in peace, you can now represent with the new merch linked below. And it also massively supports the channel. And now we can see waypoint 2 over there in the distance. There's a bit of a mini boss over here though, so we're just going to go to the left to ignore him completely. And jump over these rocks here, and just keep heading northward to the second waypoint that we set over there in the distance.
Okay.
And you can see on the hillside there is the artist's shack. So now, from the artist's shack, we're literally going to go all the way to the north here, and there's going to be another resting point of grace just here. There's also a fire monk camp over here, which you can farm, but there's actually a better farming location, which I'll show you in a moment. And once again, we're just going to go directly north from it. You'll see that there's kind of like some rocks outcropping from the cliff edge here, which allows you to cross this giant canyon below. So we're just going to run across here. You can literally just drop down, but just make sure you don't drop down to your death, obviously. And then we can see our waypoint marker just there in the distance where the pathway is. This is one of the fire monks' camps to the left. There's going to be one fire monk that you can farm from the armor set there, but it's actually rather annoying to go that way. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to get this resting spot of grace just here, and this is going to be where we start our farming location. So we are located right here on the map at the eastern table pan, and I've just showed you guys how to actually get here. But now what we're going to do is, from this resting spot of grace, there's two farming locations. The best farming location is just down the hill here, where there's a fire monk and a retinue of a couple of enemies. The second farming location is at the fire monk camp, where there is another fire monk that you can farm, and some other additional treasures and incantations that I'll show you guys in a moment. However, this guy is a lot closer and easier to access, so I recommend just farming this guy to make this method even faster. So from this resting spot just here, we're literally going to go down the pathway down the hill, and you can already see the fire monk located just in the distance here. Now from horseback, it is actually very easy just to sort of ignore all of these guys' attacks, and they're just not going to be able to hurt you. And then you can just dash away whenever they're about to use an ability, and they're pretty easy to kill, as you can see. Now we have the fire monk gauntlets. So now we're just going to run back to the resting spot of grace at the top of the hill, and we're going to repeatedly do this farming now. However, there is another option I just want to quickly talk about. Rest at this resting spot, or alternatively, we can go over here to the actual fire monk camp, which is located just here on the map. Now, just to quickly demonstrate, if you just want to kill the fire monk himself, I recommend just running around the back here, and then he's going to be walking in and out of this entrance just over here. So you can bait him out without killing any of his friends or followers, just to make your life a bit easier. Now, all of the fire monks will drop the fire monk the fire monk chest armor piece, fire monk gauntlets, and the fire monk greaves, but also the monk's flame mace.
Let's see what we got. Let's sit down here. That'll make it easier. Sort chest. Flame monk. I thought I had something like that. Okay, maybe I don't have them. Huh. Okay, I guess I don't have them then. Okay, so we're going to go down, excuse me, we're going to go down here and try to get, we're going to kill this flame monk there, and we're going to go back up over there and try to kill that flame monk that's in there. Try to farm his weapons and his armor. Let's see, we need one of those. Now our discovery should be up there. Yeah, 242 right now. Smoldering butterfly and a fire blossom. You serious? Nothing. Unreal. Back to the drink. Oh, first we're going to get these butterflies here. Yeah, good one. Okay. Now we'll go back to the grave. Butterfly, give me something good this time. What? Why the fuck you give me that all the time? Why do I keep getting fucking fire blossoms? I don't understand why I keep getting fire blossoms. Now, where the hell? Oh, it was like right over there. Fucking hidden between the rocks. We'll try a couple more times. If we don't get something, we'll go do the that grave site. Nothing. Unreal, man. Moldering butterflies, that's it. Come on. Nothing from him again. What the hell, man? I'll do one more run after this one. If we don't fucking wind up getting something, then I'm gonna quit. So I can find some way to make it where we're gonna wind up getting more. Okay, one more try. We got nothing from him again. This is fucking ridiculous, man. I'm not gonna farm him if I'm not gonna be getting anything. I mean, smoldering butterflies, that's not worth the freaking... That's not worth it to freaking farm for that. I got a bunch of them now. Yeah, I'm not gonna do this no more right now. Unless I can find some armor or something that gives me more percentage of let's see. Take these out. We'll use this more when we farm that one spot for runes. So I'll take and make, we got 13 of them. Let's do 10 of these. Actually, let's make, we got 12. Okay, let's make 8 of them. We got 10 on us, and we got 11 stored. And we'll use this more when we get ready to do You know, we got 40 of those altogether. Okay. And so we're all set. No, I don't know if we'll be able to get back there. But, yeah, I don't want to go there. I want to go up here. Well, it's not going to let us get to that point again. We're going to have to go back around. Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, dude, that fucking was a bust.
As well, which I'll talk about in a moment. As for the rest of this campsite though, there are actually a few more enemies in here that you can kill, and all of them drop smouldering butterfly. And there's also some hidden loot in here that you can find as well, just on this guy's corpse. The Flames Cleanse Me, which is honestly one of the most useful miracles in the entire game. Talk about it in a moment. And then just by this brazier, you have the Fire Spur Me emote. And then just behind this little wall here, there's another body. And on it, you'll find some more butterflies. Now, I don't know if this is a bug, but I have noticed after farming this location 50 times that this particular Fire Monk never drops the Fire Monk armor chest piece. However, after farming this location, the Fire Monk camp, which has one Fire Monk in it, I only farmed this location 10 times, but 3 out of those 10 times, the Fire Monk chest piece was actually dropped. I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but it seems to be the case that this guy doesn't drop the chest piece, and this guy does, even though they're the exact same enemy. But also another sorcery you can get in this location is just south over here, right in the corner of this rock.
No, we did this yesterday.
There's actually another sorcery I can pick up just outside the camp. So I'm pretty much going to go directly outside, and then I'm going to go south. Standing with a star that's on fire. We're going to go ahead and kill.
Did you know that Americans over the age of 64 are eligible for a stimulus? This new stimulus allows senior citizens to pay for their health care, groceries,
Sorry, I don't want that crud.
and other expenses, but only if they apply. It is that if you are eligible under this scheme. The process takes under 6
Bug-eyed
seconds.
bitches.
Press the Learn More tab below this video to know your eligibility. Answer a
Okay,
few
so
simple
we got
questions
that
to
done.
determine
We
if
gotta
you
go
are eligible
here.
for the stimulus, and get this straightened. Enjoy the benefits you deserve. Click the Learn More option below
this person. Now, the Briars of Sin is a really weird spell that doesn't make any sense to me. It's essentially a sorcery that doesn't use any focus points to cast. It actually uses your health. However, it requires 24 faith to actually cast in the first place. And even more strangely, you can only cast it with a star, which means you need a certain level of intellect to actually use it. So as you can see, I'm going to come up to this guy right here. I'm going to go ahead and cast a spell, and my health will go down, and I will deal some damage to it. It also costs stamina, obviously, but you can literally spam this skill repeatedly like this, and it stacks up your bleed, and you continuously do damage to yourself. So yeah, let me know in the comments section if you figured this one out. It's eating yourself in the stomach and pretty much until you die. Oh yeah, stuff with stuff. Next we have the Monk's Flame Mace, a great hammer made to resemble the flickering flame, the signature weapon of the fire monks. Now this is actually the highest physical base damage mace weapon in the game, included in the hammer category. It has a scaling of seeing dexterity once fully upgraded in the standard way. So it is a very decent weapon. The description also reads that the unique strong attacks rouses a fiery combative spirit, which it doesn't actually have any gameplay effect whatsoever, but it is definitely unique. I'll show you in a moment. So as you can see, the strong attack looks pretty normal, right? Like it's just a pretty straightforward ground pound directly in front of you with a mace weapon. However, if you hold it down, you do this sort of dance move. I don't really know what purpose this serves other than you charging up the strength of your... It just looks so silly. But it doesn't actually have any gameplay effect. And then obviously we have the light attack, which is just straightforward swipes in a combo of 5 before it does a particularly heavy attack at the end of it, which does a bit of extra damage. Now while using the weapon you do have access to the kick skill, which lets you break enemies' guards like so. And then you can just follow through with a finishing critical attack. Then obviously we have the jumping power attack, and then the jumping light attack, and also the sprinting light attack, and the sprinting power attack. Next I'm going to be showing you how to obtain the Fire Monk's Prayer Book for some additional fire magic incantations. We're going to come back over here to the lake-facing cliffs, and then to the north to the Liurnia Lakeshore resting spot that we already discovered earlier in the video. Once we're at this location, we're going to follow this cliff face all the way along, putting a few waypoints on it, until we get to like this area where there's like a path and the cliff stops. There's another fire monk shrine just over here. So from this resting spot, we're going to walk past the merchant over here, and we're just going to keep this cliff face on our left. And then we're going to run all the way down the cliff face, and you literally just cannot go wrong. Eventually you'll come out in this area where it gets a bit more open, and you'll find another fire camp. Now this is a much worse area to farm, if you're wondering, since it's so far away from a resting spot. However, within, specifically, right in the center, you'll find the Fire Monk's Prayer Book. So if you open up your inventory and you go to...
Okay, so we're going to try to figure out where to go for this.
Can be given to a learned cleric to gain access to the following incantations.
Repair that. I don't know if we can repair this.
Now we must fast travel to the round table hold over here in the corner of the map. If you've not unlocked it, you just need to rest.
Now we need to take and put our shield thing back on.
So once you have arrived, just come over here to the prophet. You're going to have the option to study incantation or give prayer books that you find throughout the game. So we're going to give the monk's prayer book to him. Study incantations, and now as you can see we unlock 2 more spells, Surge O Flame and O Flame. So firstly we have the Surge of Flame, which is really effective since it actually staggers enemies that it hits repeatedly, meaning the ones with the lower poise will simply just be stopped in their tracks until they slowly die to the fire. If you're not locked on as well, you can actually spin around to bathe the entire area in flame, staggering any foes in the area. The focus point cost, however, is very high for the amount of damage it actually does, which makes the spell feel rather lacking. So it's slightly more efficient if you channel it and hold it.
Okay, forget that.
If you haven't checked your card translation soon, you'll probably overpay. This is my insurance company.
Okay, let's put this back in towards the beginning. Right there, so I can see what he's gonna do. How to get the... Oh, okay. Leave the hero grave site.
Slip by the first chariot by ducking into the safe zone on the left. Sprint down to the archway and stand directly underneath it in order to avoid being hit by the chariot behind and the new chariot in front. You'll need to have good timing and chase after the second chariot in order to reach the next safe zone. Moving on, traverse down the 2-lane ramp and switch between the lanes in order to avoid getting smushed. There is also a safe zone along the way, but beware of the skeleton waiting in ambush. At the bottom of the ramp, there will be a new chariot that appears. You can stand next to a specific pillar until it's safe to move. You'll want to drop down into the pit on the left, and the body slumped over the edge indicates where it's safe to drop down from. From here, you'll want to move over to the first floor down, where you can obtain the Boulder Militia ashes after clearing out some death toads. Afterwards, return to the previous area and move to the lowest point on the wooden beam before dropping down to the narrow stone path below. Move past the skeleton and ascend the ladder. There is a new chariot here, and for this one we will actually head around and up the ramp. Next, make your way over to the flamethrower trap and strike it. This is key to destroying the chariots. I'll say that I think there is supposed to be a way to go down the ramp we just traveled up and avoid being hit by the chariot. However, I just ended up getting hit by it and dying. Luckily, it didn't ultimately matter. Spawning at the start of the dungeon, you can make your way back to the 2-lane ramp, and you should notice a chariot summoning circle in an odd position. Approach and it will appear, and the 2 other chariots will crash into it, reducing all 3 chariots in this dungeon to a pile of scrap metal. This will also reward you with the Tree Sentinel armor set, along with the Holy Ground Ash of War. Now that all the chariots have been dealt with, we can return to where we died to collect our runes before continuing down the previously inaccessible ramp. At the bottom, you'll find one path that leads to a room with a mini-boss and a Crucible Feather Talisman, which improves dodge rolling, the trade-off being that you will take more damage from all sources. Taking the other path will lead us to a lift that returns us to the 2-laned ramp. The final stop in this dungeon is up that small ramp next to the pit we've already dropped down a couple times. Head up and through, moving past some skeletons to reach the boss room. Here we have a 2-on-1 fight with a couple Crucible Knights. Personally, I used the Chrysalian Spiritual Summon to distract the Knights and then wailed on them with Hoarfrost Stomp. But seriously, this fight was brutally difficult for me, so good luck to anyone trying it. However you manage to defeat the duo, you'll be rewarded with a set of Crucible Knight armor and Ordovis's Greatsword, which comes with a really neat, unique skill. I'll briefly be showing the stats and descriptions of all the items obtained in this dungeon, so feel free to pause the video on any that you want to inspect. If you want to see more great guide videos, you can head over to my channel, and if you're new, consider subscribing. You're helping me feed my cat. Her name's Marshmallow. Have a great day. If you're here today, have a great Wednesday, and as always, thanks for watching. Down and slip by the first chariot by ducking into the safe zone on the left.
Let me put you back up to here.
To reach this location, you can start at the Grand Lift of Dectus, Travel east into the outer wall and then circle up and around as shown on screen. Alright, starting in the dungeon, first...
Let's see.
Should this Navy SEAL's fat-burning device be illegal? This extremely powerful high-tech muscle stimulator melts belly fat and makes rock-hard abs within a few short weeks without working out or dieting. It was developed by the U.S. Army for the Navy SEALs to...
Yeah, okay. Oh. Trying to find a better guide. One that goes a little slower and explains shit better. This one's gonna run through. We're gonna have to grab a water here before we get too far into it. It has those things that roll around. Woo! Yeah. And get our health back. This way we don't have to take in just need to try to watch. While we're recharging our thing, I'm going to check this video. See, we didn't drop down that yet either, so that's past where we're at. Let's start it right here. Okay, there's this circle that we just passed. Okay. You got 3 fucking frog fish here. Okay, so we gotta go back up. Actually, we go over here. This is where you drop down to anyway, I think. I don't have any defense against that. You that nasty shit. That takes care of that area. Excuse me. Okay. I think I got it. Ah, you fucking bitch. Oh, what the hell? There's no fucking spot to fucking run and hide in. Yeah, there's no place to go fucking down there. Shit. Wasn't there? Oh no, it's down further. Ooh, no. Oh, come on, you fucking, this is a joke. That's a fucking joke, man. That's bullshit. Excuse me. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Hit that bell icon for post notifications. And I will be right back with another episode. So come on back, guys. Enjoy.